Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I've decided to come on today to do a review of this really nice deck that I actually brought blind. I know I've had a massive clear out, but I was feeling quite sorry for myself in the week because I've been sick with a chest infection, and these arrived, and I basically left them on the side for 2 days because I wasn't really like feeling like, kind of what working with anything. And so like I opened them Thursday evening and had a look through them, and I've been using them ever since. Right, this is an Oracle deck and it's called the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle cards. They're by Shannon Kaiser, and it says on the front of the box, a 44 card deck and guidebook to awaken and align with your true power. So the blurb on the back of the box says, learn to trust and believe in your true power. Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle cards, an interactive 44 card deck designed and written by acclaimed coach, teacher, speaker and author Shannon Kaiser, offers empowering insights and practices to help you find peace and strength amid the chaos. This Oracle deck helps you gain the confidence to be true to yourself with the support of the divine wisdom and energies all around you. Shannon, by the way, is a best-selling author of Self-Love Experiment, Adventures for Your Soul and more. She's been named your go-to happiness booster by Health magazine. They're published by Sound True, and it's a 44 card deck and a guidebook. Now, as you all know, I am very much not into the whole kind of woo. And so when I opened this deck and I thought, oh yeah, I've had a quick through the cards, the illustrations are really pretty, it's collage work, which I adore. I didn't see any reviews on YouTube because I don't normally look for Oracle deck reviews anyway. And so, as I said, I just bought it blindly. And I was looking through the guidebook, and I'll tell you what happened was Shannon actually created these in the winter of late winter, early spring of 2020. With the pandemic, and she noticed like all the friends and people, the world was going into like anxiety and panic, and she created this to kind of like well, basically she said she could fall into fear and panic, or she could lean into faith and love. And when I read the introduction, I was like, oh, this is really, really nice, because she's actually done something here that will help people feel empowered without all the spiritual woo and toxic positivity behind it. So that alone impressed me. And then I obviously carried on reading the guidebook, how to get the most out of the deck, how to use the deck. The standard kind of things that you see, and additional meanings, questions to ask, and then some spreads, single, 3 card triangle, 5 card draw, so forth, and the cross. And I'm not a Debbie Downer or anything when it comes to Oracle decks, but we've normally seen everything all before, haven't we? And you think, oh yeah, it's really aesthetically pretty, and it probably just got the same old keywords on as every other Oracle. But this is where this one differs. I was very, very impressed, because what I do love about it, right, Shannon has created the artwork. First of all, they're not in order because I've been using them, so I'll shuffle them. Shannon has created the artwork so you can actually get an intuitive hit from the artwork as well. So she basically asks you to look deep within the artwork to see what resonates, to see what you see in the artwork, and then obviously read the messages in the guidebook. And what I love about it is what she's done is she's put a title there. So this card, for instance, number 21, you see a person standing all kind of on the edge of something, and I love the way that Shannon's done this digital artwork, because I absolutely adore collage decks anyway. And so you've got Great Awakening, Walk in Your Truth, Stand Firm in Your Light, and then there's a question at the bottom: how can you trust yourself more? So obviously this one reminded me straight away, before I even saw this text at the bottom. I thought, oh, that looks like the Fool, reminded me of the Fool card in the tarot, because you've got that person standing on the edge, they don't know what's below in the abyss, and this is all about trusting yourself more. So I looked in the guidebook, So it's really easy to find because everything is like, in numerical. Oh yeah, you know what I mean. Numerical order. Right. So okay, so you've got at this point in your spiritual journey, you are beginning to feel pulled between your old life and the new life that is emerging. You have started to wake up to new possibilities, ideas, and even dreams. So, and then you've got a divine assignment there. State your desires, dreams, and intentions aloud. I mean, she does say, like, state to the universe. I mean, you could use that, like, universe as higher self, spirit guides, whatever. Um, I'm not gonna, like, keep bashing creators for using that word. And she says, write it all down, and then afterwards be still and see what messages come to you. Trust the inspiration that comes to you. Realize this is all part of your awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand proud in your sovereignty. Keep on this path and trust the light within. And then you got an additional meaning which says, observe the woman on this card. You too can root yourself in your inner knowing and connect to the earth seed in love. Walk barefoot excuse me, on the grass or the sand and ground yourself to the energy of Mother Earth. This divine connection can free you from the confines of the system and give you innate permission to be who you are meant to be. You are a beacon of beauty, shine on. And then the question, how can I trust myself more? So obviously, this gives you a time to, self-reflect, ask yourself some questions. We all have like, these kind of like, how can I trust myself more? And I would see this as, excuse me, I've still got a terrible cough. And it's just lovely, it really is. And the illustrations as well, as I said, are gorgeous. They're all very kind of like, feminine in appearance. You cannot make a mistake. There are infinite possibilities available to you. So you can see all these doorways there. And also that person standing also on an edge. Where is your heart guiding you? So I actually have done myself 2 readings with this deck. Different questions, obviously, and both were absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I'm not just saying that. It just kind of got to the core of the issue. I was self-doubting, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do exactly what these cards say. And I did. And yeah, they're brilliant, actually. And you can see this one, look, don't run from the darkness, embrace your shadow side. What aspect of yourself have you been afraid to look at or address? So they are all very practical, they are usable. And one thing I did forget to mention is some of the cards, not all of them, some of the cards in the little text has also got mantras as well. And so you can actually, practice these little mantras, and you can really get a lot out of this deck. And there's also action plans to take as well. So it's not one of those decks where you kind of like pull in a card and you sit in there all passively thinking, yeah, okay, the universe will sort it out. No, these are really proactive cards to actually make changes, like if you want to in your life. So this is what I love about it. It reminds me a lot of I've got the You Are Here Oracle, and this would be a great pairing to use the two together, because that actually in the guidebook has like little self-reflection questions as well. You are the image maker. What you focus on manifest. What thought pattern do you need to shift? And I'm not one for toxic positivity, and this isn't at all, because it's all about like standing in your power and what do you want to do in your life to make changes. So this is the way you could see with this card as well. Even though there's like a mountain and there may be obstacles like in front of you, you can kind of get through them as well. So this is what I'm saying. This is a fantastically intuitive deck. And with oracle cards, because there's no system, creators are allowed to use their own free reign personal interpretations, which I love, because some oracle decks are a bit messy. They've all got the same old generic keywords on. This one, however, hasn't, and I do really love it. There is strength in doing nothing. Wait, what have you been forcing, and how can you let go of the outcome? So you can see that this guy's in a meditative state on the card. You know, he's kind of just being in the moment. You know, if you wanted to relate it to a tarot card, you could say this one kind of relates to the hangman, you know, being in a state of suspension and just waiting for the right time, you know, for the right time to come. So I am very impressed. To receive, you must release. What can you let go of? What do you want to receive? And there's crystals in the backgrounds as well. There's moons. You've got the sacred geometry there as well. And you know, it takes a lot to kind of impress me, especially with oracle decks. But this one, however, has. And I think it's very usable. And I asked a couple of questions because, you know, sometimes you get an oracle deck where you think, oh, I can only ask that particular question. And then when you pull a card, it doesn't make sense. I've seen this like many times in the community. And you kind of give up on the oracle and just put it back on the shelf. But no, this is a really kind of empowering, action-orientated oracle. You know, how can you relax into the flow and go with the current of life? So again, this is just about like taking a step back, taking your time, and, you know, not just being in a passive state expecting everybody else to sort your shit out, but it's just like sometimes we don't have to act, do we? Sometimes we just have to wait and have that little bit more patience. And you got this rise above it. It's not yours to carry. How can you detach from the drama? So, you know, we all have drama going on in our lives. And, you know, so at the top of this card, you've got the stars as well. So, you know, what can you see in these cards, which is the most important? What has your intuition been trying to tell you? I love. And it's very relevant even to our times. And, you know, for Shannon to create a deck to actually empower people during the lockdown is really nice, because I think we all kind of need that kind of like, you know, that little kind of message that we actually, to make changes in our life, we actually need to put the work in ourselves instead of just keep leaving it to our angels, our guides, you know, and just sitting there and doing nothing. This is the kind of deck that actually empowers you to, you know, do something. And like the Midas touch here, things are working out in your favor. In what ways are you abundant right now? So, you know, we may not like have everything materialistic around us at the moment, and we may not have everything what we need, what we don't think that we need at the moment. But this is asking you to like focus on what you have already, and, you know, the abundance that you've already got in your life as well. So they are really, really cool cards, and totally intuitive as well. How can you alchemize your fear? As I said in, you know, at the beginning of the video, Shannon created this deck obviously because people were experiencing like great periods of anxiety, which was really understandable. And you know that anxiety and mental health issues are really close to my heart anyway. So, you know, so we'll have a look. One of the fundamental needs as human beings is to be deeply heard, acknowledged, and understood. But so many of us look outside of ourselves to fulfill this need. We chase and climb until we realise that no quick fixes can heal what must be nurtured on the inside. You've drawn this card as a notice that your inner world needs tending to right now. The only way to truly understand your magnificence is by going on an inward journey. You will always be rewarded for this deep healing. On the other side of the work is pure compassion, joy, love, forgiveness, and ultimate inner peace. So, you know, you've got the divine assignment as well, and the additional meaning, right? Because you can see like there's rose quartzes at the bottom. The rose quartz is the crystal of self-love, which can be called upon in times of great inner work and healing. Rose quartz is responsible for the heart chakra, connecting you to infinite wisdom and soul growth. So it's lovely. It really is. And it's been a long time actually that I've, you know, had a deck, and especially an oracle deck, and I've actually absolutely loved every card. Because it's the artwork, it's the intuitive way that, you know, you can use the cards as well. And it's not just a deck that's been thrown together, you know. This one, for instance, is a lovely card. You've got that person kind of floating. It looks like they're underwater. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. And you've got dolphins there as well. And everyone is on their own journey. How can you focus more on your own path? Which is really, really good to you know, to kind of make you like think of yourself a bit more. Does it really matter what everybody else is doing? What matters really is what you were doing and you're doing as a person, to make any changes or differences. So that's another cool one. Prioritize self-love and care. When do you feel most nurtured and cared for? Turn your worry into wonder. What possibilities can you dream into reality? And obviously, I'm not going to keep getting the guide, but because there's so much like going on in these cards. Again, there's another person like looking over another edge, which I love. Forgiveness will set you free. What do you need to forgive yourself for? And yeah, it's just lovely. What little victories can you celebrate? What is your faith asking of you? How can you invite more grace to guide you? And you are the truth seeker, awakening, actualizing, and transcending. So even though it's kind of like, you know, it has got like underlying new age spiritual thoughts and teachings and stuff, it is a very, very practical deck. And this is what I love, because it's very usable and you can use it in your practice as well. So breathe. This moment matters most. How can you focus on the moment and appreciate that all is well? Well, that's true, because when we kind of like have scattered thoughts and they cause us anxiety and worry, we're not really living in that moment, are we? You know, we're thinking about a possible future or something that's happened in the past. So to get this as a reminder and remind you to chill the fuck out and like kind of think about yourself in this moment, because it's only this moment is the most important thing. So yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'll just show you a few more cards before I wrap up. I think I've actually shown you all the cards now with my waffling in the background. Have I? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I just and the illustrations as well. They're just incredible. They're done incredibly lovely. You know, and Shannon comes from graphic artist design, and so you know she knows what she's doing to evoke that kind of emotion as well. That looks like a barren kind of landscape, and it says, what does your body crave and need right now? What emotions do you need to feel? I'm just reading the questions out at the bottom. What does your ideal life look and feel like? Where are you being called to serve and support others? It's just so lovely. And yeah, immediately as well, when I saw this card, before I knew anything about it, I thought, oh, there's a big thicket there of woods and trees, and it looks like that person's actually coming forward. And then when I read the keyword at the bottom, what newness is emerging. So yeah, lovely deck available now. And so yeah, I thought I'd come on today to actually give a nice review for a change, because I don't want everybody to think I'm always like, you know, down on everything, because I'm not, because there is some things I absolutely love. So this being one of them, and it's available now, and it's by Shannon Kaiser, and it's the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle cards, 44 card deck and guidebook to awaken and align with your true power. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in and watching and supporting me. Have a lovely weekend wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, guys. Lots of love.